Chaitanya everyone. So now we'll move to the next segment, which is going to be glimpses of the glorious past. So this is from the year of 2002, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, conducted the Anandaspurna Meditation Convention in Adi Kailasa, Bengaluru Adinam. The convention was filled with the celebratory kirtans, and all the initiations were conducted in a blissful spirit. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiated all the delegates, transforming their life and uplifting them for their karmas and they had from the janmas and janmas. This from the year of 2006, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, initiated the delegates into the powerful cognizance at the Agape International Spiritual Center, Los Angeles, USA. In that convention, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiated the delegates on various authenticated as per Shastra Pramana, Apta Pramana, and Atma Pramana meditation techniques, and specifically initiated the delegates into the ancient Hindu science of chakra and how to remove the blocks created in them, and then led the delegate to the experience of the higher states of the consciousness. Moving to the year of 2008, and on this day, Nityanandeswara Hindu Temple, Kailasa in LA, California, under the direct guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, conducted the Pradakshina of the presiding deities around the temple. The day finished with the Archavatara returning to its home in Nityanandeswara Hindu Temple, Kailasa in LA, where the devotees had prepared a beautiful and exquisite alankaram offering as a gift in honor of their presence and the love. So in the moving to the next year, the year of 2011, and we'll catch the glimpse of this day through the short video.
First statement I wanted to make, the first statement of this program: wealth is not a thing to be accumulated or managed. Wealth is you. Please understand. Wealth is nothing but extension of you. The right mental setup is required to create wealth, to celebrate wealth. Only an enlightened person can teach you the mental setup, can create the right mental setup. That is the reason I took up the program on wealth. The usual question an enlightened being is supposed to teach: renunciation. Please understand, how will you renounce unless you lived? I have seen wealthy man, I have seen poor man's renunciation, I have seen wealthy man's renunciation. I have seen all these three. I completely support creation and celebration of wealth. I'll explain the detailed truths and the mental setups we carry about wealth, somehow this concept, the very word wealth, if you don't have greed, if you have fear, if you are in between worry, ideas, the moment the word wealth is uttered, too many of your failures crops up in your system. Too many broken relationships, too much of disrespect, too much of the pain and sufferings which you went through from the young age gets awakened. That is why a normal man can never think of wealth in a relaxed way. Wealth, the moment one corner of your mind starts planning, the other corner wants warning you. Hey, you are planning about wealth, you are going to get into suffering. Confused about wealth, you are completely confused about you. Who you are, what you are, why you are, who you are. Only when your being becomes proper, the wealth gathers around you, wealth happens around you, and you celebrate it. Without the right mental setup, even if you inherit or grab, you will not be able to celebrate wealth. Right mental setup, right understanding about wealth not only attracts wealth towards you, makes wealth happen in your life, it gives tremendous clarity even for your day-to-day life, normal life. Because wrong ideas about wealth becomes a self-impediment for your very growth, for your very understanding, for your very living.
So moving to the next year, the year of 2012, and on this day, the presidential address, Nithyananda Satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, continued his explanation of the founding philosophy of Madhurayadi. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism beautifully explained that the young saint who established the present design of the mutt, Jnanasambandar, made no mention in his original writings of any of the schools of Hindu thoughts that later became predominant. He spoke only of his love for Devi and of her uplifting infusion of the energy, and of his desire to support and perpetuate the Vedic tradition. Vedanta, the philosophy which later grew to be associated with the Vedic culture, was developed by Adi Shankaracharya, who lived several hundred years after Jnanasambandar. Shankaracharya himself refers to Jnanasambandar as the source of inspiration. The school of Shaiva Siddhanta likewise evolved at a far later date than the founding of Madhurayadinam. Vedic tradition is the wellspring for both Vedanta and Shaiva Siddhanta. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also gave a radiant description of Meenakshi, the embodiment of Devi who ruled Madurai. She encompassed the fullness of the both masculine and the feminine consciousness, being an equally great administrator and the master healer. Her 5-story palace adjoined a great hospital where the student and teacher from any culture worked together, caring together and living together. So let us watch this short video to get the more understanding directly from Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
I'll continue on my satsang. Madurai Adinam, history and philosophy. As I introduced yesterday, Madurai Adinam is older than Vedanta and Siddhanta. Madurai Adinam is the source of Vedanta and Siddhanta. Shankaracharya does not speak about any master in any of his verses other than Jnana Sambandar. Other than Tirujnana Sambandar, he does not praise anybody. Especially when he is praising Mother, when he is singing the glory of Mother in Saundarya Lahari. Saundarya Lahari is the stotra describing Devi, describing Divine Mother, Cosmic Mother. Padadi Kesha means from foot to head. He is describing Devi, praising Devi in Saundarya Lahari. At that time, when he is describing the breast of the mother, he is saying the breast which has created Jnana Sambandar by giving the milk. Please understand, he is attributing Jnana Sambandar as one of the glory to Mother herself. Means he was inspired, impressed, influenced by Tirujnana Sambandar. Vedanta philosophy originated from Adi Shankaracharya, and Adi Shankaracharya was highly inspired by Tirujnana Sambandar. Whatever I am giving is everything is a historical fact. Please understand, everything is historical fact. I am not talking the mystical facts. I am not talking some mystical subjects. I am talking fact. And of course, Saiva Siddhanta directly acknowledges Tirujnana Sambandar is the first, foremost of the whole Shaiva philosophy. So all the philosophies, whether it is Vedanta or Siddhanta, evolved from Tirujnana Sambandar. 2 days before, in the satsang I was making one statement on Chokanadar, Sundareshwara, the divine expressing in human biomemory, very down to earth. Today I wanted to make remaining 3 more statements. That day I said I wanted to make 4 statements. One about Chokanadar, one about Meenakshi, one about Tirujnana Sambandar. I already made the statement about Chokanadar. Now I wanted to describe Meenakshi. All the grandeur of masculineness and beauty of feminine consciousness expressed in one body, that is Meenakshi. Please understand, if I have to describe Meenakshi in one line, of course it is impossible, but if I am forced, this is the description I will give. All the grandeur of the superconsciousness, the masculine principle and beauty of the feminine consciousness, the divine feminine principle expressing in one body is Meenakshi. Meenakshi shines more than Chokanadar. Meenakshi radiates more than Chokanadar. I was thinking I should not tell these words, but truth can't be hidden. Somehow it comes out. Meenakshi, I started describing her history only, but it was so much. Now really I feel I put myself in a big mess of trying to describe which can never be described. See, I can describe maybe one or two incidents from Meenakshi's life, one or two incidents from Chokanadar's life, one or two incidents from Jnanasambandar's life, but I cannot describe the whole as it is. But I have decided, I have given a topic, the complete history and philosophy of Madurai Adinam, where I have to describe everything. Amidst so much is happening around me. It's not that I am in a peaceful ambience and atmosphere like Bididi, where I can just go on, sit and explain. Here all around fire. Continuously I am on firefighting. So many astras are being sent towards me. Nagastra, Brahmastra, Varunastra, Vayuastra, Agniastra. Of course, I am just turning all that back and sending them back to them. Same persons. One side, this firefighting. The other side, I have to explain the glory of three great beings, Sundareshwara, Meenakshi and Tirunjana It's a beautiful principle, all the three. Father, mother and son. The real Holy Trinity. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of the super consciousness expressing in human body, playing with all his glory. Meenakshi is the expression of the ultimate masculine and feminine consciousness. Last few days I am going through all these literatures, just brushing all these literatures to present to all of you. When I was going through only, I realized the Saiva Siddhanta, all the literatures of Saiva Siddhanta is written only 13th century, 1/3. Please understand, 13th century. But this Madurai Adinam is revived in the 1st century by Tirunjana Sambandar. All Saiva Siddhanta literatures themselves accept that their literatures, 14 books, it's called Padinangu Sathirangal, the 14 books of Saiva Siddhanta were written only in 13th century. So the Gurujnana Sambandar, Arunandi Sivacharya were all heads of the Dharmapuram Adinam and Trivavadurai Adinam, Tiruppanandal Adinams. They all were created, their organizations, only in 13th century. Madurai Adinam was not even created, revived in 1st century. Means from time immemorial the Adinam exists. In 1st century only it was created. It was revived, 1st century it was revived by Trinyana Sambandar. Adi Shankaracharya takes birth and creates Shankara movement, the Shankara Mats in 8th century. Saiva Siddhanta Adinams are created in 13th century. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow we have dedicated specially for this 2-day satsang.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamahasiddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam. Nithyanandaya Swagatam, Anandanubhavaswadam, Sarvaroga Nivarakam, Vande Papa Vinashaktam, Nithyanandaya Swagatam, Nityamuktam Nirvikalpam, Dhyanaloka Pradipakam, Vande Shantamayam Bandham, Nithyanandaya Swagatam, Anandagandha Sancharam, Sarvopadhi Vinirmuktam, Vande Jnanalayam Natham, Nithyanandaya Swagatam.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity. I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to Kailasa. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. I am your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva.
Moving to the next year, the year of 2013, and on this day, presidential address, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, inspired us to share spiritual wisdom with others in order to better understand it ourselves. The very best way to imprint the deep truths of existence is to enrich others with them. When we continually teach these great realities, we listen to them more attentively. The four principles of integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching that we share with the world are the essence of the Dharma. Dharma is the key to success in every sphere of life. When we simply follow, we may not unleash its great greatest power to transform, but when we follow with love, with devotion, Dharma becomes the ship that carries us across the ocean of samsara. We can also bridge the ocean with the love of Sangha and fly over with the love of Buddha. So now we'll watch a short video magazine to catch more glimpse of this day from the year of 2013.
Today in Nithyananda TV News, Morning Satsang with Paramahamsa Nithyananda. May 18th webinar, Discover Your Peak Possibility. June, Inner Awakening Level 1 on two-way internet. Nithyanandam, and welcome to Nithyananda TV News for Sunday, May 12, 2013, during the Purnatvaratau, the season of completion leading up to Guru Purnima, July 22nd. Now for today's top stories. Morning Satsang with Paramahamsa Nithyananda. In today's morning satsang, Swamiji inspires us to share spiritual wisdom with others in order to better understand it ourselves. The very best way to imprint the deep truths of existence is to enrich others with them. When we continually teach these great realities, we listen to them more attentively. The four principles of integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching that we share with the world are the essence of Dharma. Dharma is the key to success in every sphere of life. When we simply follow, we may not unleash its greatest power to transform, but when we follow with love, with devotion, Dharma becomes the ship that carries us across the ocean of samsara. We can also bridge the ocean with the love of Sangha and fly over it with the love of Buddha, the Master. But love of Dharma is our first inspiration, our first life strategy.
Whether good or bad, only when you enrich others, you can be alive. Terrorists are alive only when they enrich more and more people with terrorism. Spirituality can be alive only when you enrich more and more people with spirituality. The basic quality of life is expansion. Survival and expansion is basic quality. That is why the Muladhara and Swadhisthana are together. Swadhisthana is survival, Muladhara is spreading. Only when you expand, survival happens. Whether it is ideological or physical, only when the child is born, woman becomes mother. Only when a disciple is enlightened, teacher becomes guru. Catch it, don't miss. Listen. If you don't spread spirituality, you will be spreading terrorism. That's all. As I said, you can only be in two modes. But I love you, or I love you but. These are the only two modes you can exist. When you are in the mode of I love you but, you will be spreading terrorism, violence. When you are in the mode of but I love you, you will be spreading spirituality.
May 18th webinar, Experience the Peak Possibility of Your Life, Sannyas. Are you a high achiever in life but still looking for that elusive fulfillment in life? Or are you a curious, dynamic young person waiting to go beyond the rut of life into the frontiers of life? There is a common door to discover the purpose of your life. It is the exciting path filled with positivity and possibilities to automatically make the world a better place. It is the unique path leading to leadership on one hand and ultimate enlightenment on the other. It is the path leading to a total revolution of the consciousness on planet Earth. It is the most successful, enriching, time-tested lifestyle in the most ancient living civilization. This is the path of the bold in spirit and compassionate at heart sannyas. The revolution has started in the energy field of rare living incarnation Paramahamsa Nithyananda. Young, dynamic, successful business executives, financial analysts, engineers and doctors meet the pioneers of this revolution, the sannyasis of the Nithyananda order, answering all your questions live on the worldwide webinar, Sannyas, Experience the Peak of Your Possibility in Life. Sannyas is an attitude of living in the world without suffering, with a tremendous beauty inside you and outside you, in love with everything and everyone for no reason at all. May 18th, 2013, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. India Standard Time. That's 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Watch it live on two-way video conferencing or on one-way live streaming via www.nithyananda.tv. June Inner Awakening Level 1 on two-way internet. Discover the root cause of your dis-ease in your life and complete with it to create and live in the space of infinite possibility. The rarest of opportunities coming this June is Inner Awakening online. Connect through a two-way center for the most immediate and long-lasting change you can get in just 10 days. See innerawakening.org and email to ia@nithyananda.org. That's all for Nithyananda TV News for now. Thank you for joining us, and let us end our news with a bliss dose from the Avatar. Use enriching as a strategy for life and enlightenment. We'll see you next time on Nithyananda.
So now moving to the next year, on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, conducted the Varanasi Inner Awakening, day 11. During that day, presidential address, Nithyananda Satsang, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spoke about creating the new reality for ourselves and others. He advised that sincerity should not take our joy and make us serious, and neither should joy take our sincerity and make us superficial. We will grow in depth and become mature, and our powerlessness would shrink day by day. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism further shared that the moment we decide to cause others reality before our own, the cosmos showers us with the blessings. Moving to the year of 2015, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave an introduction into Kathopanishad, the Book of Death, amidst the Shivoham Inner Awakening program, day 6 at the Varanasi. Uncovering the sacred secrets of death and dying, the two states in which we ever stuck, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, by his own authority as the Paramavatara of Paramashiva, declared, the first and the foremost commandment for the humans says, thou shalt not die. The goal in the human life is not Videha Mukti, but the Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment, being reborn while in the body and tasting, celebrating enlightenment just like enjoying tasting a good tea. Liberation even in the Varanasi Shiva's home. where liberation is certainty or is after death. From his timeless, deathless conscious who experienced death in the Varanasi in the 1999, he affirmed that he himself is the listener and the seeker, the Nachiketa, the speaker, and the Yama Dharma. Anybody who consciously allows the dying process and stares into the eyes of death is the Dhira, the courageous one, a Shiva Bhakta, Shiva devotee. Shaivism is the tradition that educates us to stare at death while we are alive and never allow us to divert our attention from the death. So we'll catch the more glimpse of this day through the short video magazine Nithyananda Times.
Every inner awakening we have, along with the inner awakening program, we have the homas and pujas as a part of this inner awakening. The day called Krishna Paksha Ashtami, meaning during the waning phase of the moon, the 8th phase, is the date when, the time when Lord Shiva assumed the form of Kala Bhairava to remove the inauthenticity of Brahma. Every month, every fortnight, this day is observed and celebrated, and we offer our worship to Lord Kala Bhairava. We are having the Kala Bhairava Homa. Homa is a Vedic ritual which helps us connect to the fire element, one of the 5 major elements in the nature. The 5 elements are either space, water, fire and earth. The sounds that are designed by the enlightened beings carry the space, the energy of the enlightenment of that very Rishi also. Wherever you are, wherever the person is there in the whole world, in their name, when the homa or puja is done, the benefit of the homa, benefit of the puja directly reaches them.
My name is Seema and I'm coming from Hyderabad, and what I experienced in Shivoham process was the moment he started the drums and the sound, I could literally see Shiva doing Tandava. My God, beautiful. It was like first Shiva doing and then Devi joining and then slowly Ganesha and Kartikeya, and the whole Brahmanda was dancing in Varanasi.
More and more I shared, the subtler and subtler my understanding of it became, until it was the thing, and I knew it was, oh, this is it, I found it. And then in sharing more and more and more, completely gone.
First 10 times it was just reading from the book. Suddenly after that I started feeling I'm getting very agitated, and I started living it, and each person I saw, I was actually living that moment, looking into their eyes. It got so intense. Then normally from one person to another person I'll walk and go. Now after 30-40 I was going to every person, come on, let's do it, come on quickly, let's do it. So I could see that the weight of that emotional thing was reducing. Once I crossed 60-70, then I really felt very relief, Swamiji. Thank you so much for this experience.
So I want to share about today morning after the Kala Homa, while traveling the bus, when I was seeing the streets, I got this click that petty things look big when we are petty, but even big things look petty when we become big.
That's all.
That something like Kala was teaching. Thank you, sir.
Great.
Moving to the next year, the year of 2016, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, conducted the day 9. Of Living Shuddha Advaitam Convention in the Ujjain Adinam as part of the most auspicious and the holiest event of the Kumbh Mela. Additionally, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted a session of initiation through Mandala and gave an energy darshan for the lakhs of devotee delegates who came to participate on this convention and receive his blessings and initiation. Later that day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was invited to in a Vandara that was conducted by Sri Siddha Shakti Pit, Sannidham Pithadhishwar, Sri 1008 Mahamandaleshwar Paramhams Datiji Maharaj. Moving to the next year, the year of 2017, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, conducted the Inner Awakening Graduation Day. On this day of Inner Awakening, the participants, Adinam residents, and online viewers enjoyed the amazing showcase of the past 21 days of Inner Awakening. Inner Awakening participants took the opportunity and offered Prataksha Pada Puja to Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, a once-in-lifetime opportunity to be in the breathing space of the avatar that puts us in the space of Sadashiva, the oneness with the Sadashiva. Moving to the next year, the year of 2018, on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, expounded on the cosmic principles of Guru-disciple relationship. In this talk entitled Turn Inspiration into Immediate Action, Chemistry of the Guru-disciple relationship, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed that taking Guru for granted is denying the Guru component in our life, which can lead to the worst corrosion and erosion that can happen to our consciousness. He explained that the Guru-disciple relationship begins with a vow, but it will mature only if it acts on the intensity injected in you. Then he shared oneness blossoms. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism told all the delegates to pen down the 25 things where inspiration was injected but no action was taken in order to understand our blind spots in the Guru-disciple relationship. So we'll watch a short video to get more detail on the chemistry of the Guru-disciple relationship.
नित्यानन्देश्वर सदाशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि आदिशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome every one of you sitting with us all over the world with my love and respects. I'll continue to expand on the chemistry of Guru-disciple relationship. One of the worst thing can happen in the Guru-disciple relationship, which should never be allowed, is taking it for granted. Day in and day out, every day, sitting and listening, being around. Sharada Devi says beautifully, when you go near the Guru, if you start thinking he is human being just like you have gone far away from him. I have seen many people, by coming near to me, they have gone far away from me, taking me for granted, day in and day out, sitting and listening, but not inspired action. See, if you listen and don't immediately move into action, you will develop something stupid, highly stupid, called this TV syndrome. In television, you see everything, you just sit and see, that's all. Your life has been reduced to 2D life due to TV and gadgets. Sadashiva gave you 5D life, length, breadth, depth, time, space. Gadgets have reduced it into 2D life, length, breadth, that's all. All your emotions, awakened, agitated, goes through the ups, downs, gives you a kind of a pseudo feeling you are living your life without acting. That is one of the worst thing happened to humanity. When somebody cries in the screen, you are satisfied about crying. When somebody laughs in the screen, you are satisfied about laughing. When all the navarasas needed to keep your blood alive, needed to keep you emotionally alive, you go through just with the 2D screen without getting involved. Understand, if you get involved, even if you cry, that will be completion. If you get involved and your whole body laughs, that will be an amazing ecstasy. Smiling only through the lips, expressing the joy only through the lips, means you are trained buffalo. Now, unfortunately, going through all the ups and downs, in the screen itself, without moving out of the couch. I have seen people, just by watching the workout videos, they feel satisfied they are going to build the body. Life has no remote control. Get up and change. Life has no remote control. Get up and change. We finish living life by remote control itself, just through remote control. Even for the Gurukula, I am very clear. Only for the education purpose gadgets. After that, they should be with the real life. They should be with the real life. Constantly habituated to pass through the life without getting involved, develops a pattern, and that pattern is responsible for taking Guru for granted. Every day watching, okay, all right, he talks, I listen, or I sleep, or I learnt the art of sleeping with eyes open. Nothing need to be done. That's all. Sitting and listening itself is a great sacrifice I am doing for him. That is when corrosion and erosion starts. Destruction starts in the Guru-disciple relationship. Act immediately when the inspiration is injected in your system. Manifest powers, manifest powerful cognitions, manifest powerful lifestyle. Powerful lifestyle is charya, powerful cognitions is vidya, powers are kriya. Manifest powerful cognitions, powerful lifestyle and powers. Destroying your life to 2D and expecting the results in 5D is called stupidity. Now you are living your life in 2D and expecting results in 5D. 4D. No, that cannot be. Inspired by not acting out is the life in 2D. When you act out, the inspiration, you start growing life, consciousness, powerfulness, everything in you. Kailasa is not for dead, but for the people who have seen death. Understand, it is not for those who are dead, it is for those who have seen death. Taking life for granted means destroying life. Taking Guru for granted means destroying Guru-disciple relationship. You can't destroy the Guru. You will lose, that's all, nothing else. Understand, every time inspiration is injected in you and you don't act out,
Moving to the next year, the year of 2020, on this day, Presidential Address Nithyananda Satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, expounded on the cosmic principle manifesting the supreme power is only a simple request away. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, with the grace of Paramashiva, launched the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yagni, a powerful process for manifesting the being of Paramashiva, and announced also that the Pachepatni Vratam fasting would begin the following day. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed that the direct and most powerful technique to manifest the being of Paramashiva is by unclutching from everything we experience as ourselves and the world. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism indicated that at any given point of time, if 10,000 people radiate the being of Paramashiva, so much good will happen to oneself and the whole world, contributing to over 108 humanitarian causes of Sri Kailasa Uniting Nation. Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University marked that day as season 4, day 6 of Paramashivoham. Moving to the next year, the year of 2021, on this day, the ambassadors and delegates of the Kailasa nation received the Shakti Pada and then a Shaktini Pada with the live darshans of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the Devi Parashakti Akashic reading in Tamil for the whole of humanity. Devi Parashakti revealed that to all that I am blessed by the grace of God, listen, people, to do good to all of you. We have come down here in the form of Nithyanandam as a real avatar. People of India, please listen. Listen carefully. India is the greatest land of wisdom, which comes and blooms and does good to the world. You cannot lose an existent India, people. Wisdom cannot be sterilized. A few morons trapped in the illusion cannot sacrifice the world by the plot they made. Creation should not be lost. The universe should not perish. So with this great message from Devi Parashakti to all of us, we come to the end of this segment. Now let's get ready to receive the darshan of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We'll now be entering into the meditation. All of you please sit straight and close your eyes. We'll now be entering into the live satsangs with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Paramashiva's message. Directly from Kailasa. Facing yourself in the parallel universes will make you manifest powers and Paramashivatva spontaneously. Listen. Facing yourself in the parallel universes will make you manifest powers spontaneously. Let me repeat. Facing yourself in the parallel universes makes you manifest powers and Paramashivatva spontaneously. So listen. Asserting your identity, yourself, is your nature. Assuring your higher existence to yourself, giving you the experience and opening of your higher existence to yourself is my responsibility. Listen. Asserting your self asserting your identity is your responsibility. That is the way you live. Wherever you go, you assert your identity. You manifest everything as you identify yourself. It's from that point, that unit with which you measure everything. The unit of your life is your identification about you. How you perceive you is the unit with which you measure whole universe. If you identify yourself